Hey everybody, today is a topic that a lot of people have been asking me about. It's something that I also made a lot of reference to in a lot of videos. We're talking about the artist royalty today. So today I'm going to break down how the artist royalty works, and you can find out how to know how much money they can actually make off a record deal. Now I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be pretty, but I'm going to walk you through it so you understand, because a lot of people on YouTube give a lot of fluff and a lot of flam and all this other stuff about how it works. I'm going to give it to you as simple as I can. I'm going to only talk about some of the basic things that come out of this artist royalty and how much you actually will get paid. So without further ado, let's jump into the topic. Now, today we're talking about this artist royalty. Now, this artist royalty is a royalty that is paid directly to the artist after they have recouped all of the money that they borrowed in order for the record company to produce their master that they wanted to do in their record deal. All right, that is basically it in short. Now, a lot of you have heard 99% of artists never recoup on this money. All right, it is always a gamble for the artist, but the record company seems to always keep turning profits. How is it that the artist loses out but the record company wins? Well, let me break it down. We're going to use 20% as our example deal. Record company takes 80% and the artist takes 20%. All right. So now that you got that out the way, let's talk about how the artist will pay this back. Now, the artist will have to pay this back out of their 20%. So if the album costs $10 and your debt is $30,000 for the example that we're using today, that $10 does not go towards the debt by itself. All right, follow me here. We have $10. It comes in. Okay, your percentage is 20% and the record company's percentage is 80%. All right, so 80% of that $10 would mean $8 to the record label and $2 to you. But the trick in the deal is that the artist pays for the debt out of their 20%. So that $2 will pay for your $30,000 in debt. All right. Now that you have that clear, let's talk about what the artist has to pay for in this. And then we're going to set this up with some numbers. Okay. So the artist has to pay for the executive producer. All right. And I'm going to use this in my example because it oftentimes happens. That could be the A&R, that could be the person who sat down and said, hey, we're going to make sure the album pieces together as it should, like they can see the vision on how the album should flow and sound. So you have the executive producer. It could be somebody at the record label that says, hey, I need a piece of this. Why could it be somebody at the record label? They may be working as a president, but they get a royalty off of piecing this album together because they may get fired, right? The A&R may get fired. The president of A&R may get fired. Whoever it is that's getting this executive producer credit may get fired somewhere down the line, but yet they still can get a 1 to 2% royalty. 2% is what we will use for this example. So 2% to the executive producer. And then we have to account the regular producers that helped on this record. All right. So we're going to give them 5% per every record. Our album will have 10 songs on it. 5% of each song will go to those producers that produced on it. Okay. Remember, this money is coming out of your 20%. So if we had 20%, we have to take off 2% for the executive producer, and we have to take off 5% for the producers. All right. So now we're down to 13%. All right. Follow me. We've only taken care of royalties that will come out of your money. All right. So, and we have one more to get to, but now I want to list the expenses that you incurred to produce this master recording for the record company. Now, we have our production costs of going into the studio. I'm gonna call this production cost number 1 of going into the studio, and we're gonna give this a label of I don't know. We're going to give this production cost $10,000. That's to the producers. That's to go in and record it and paying the engineers and all this stuff like that. All right. Then now we want to give you an advance because, hey, they don't want you working a job while you're doing this stuff. They want you to stay totally focused on doing this, right? Because it's going to be a while before you get some money. So they're going to give you $5,000. This is for my example. All right. This is a small rant on the corner record label. They're going to give you $5,000 advance. And then after that, you also have to incur marketing budget. So we're going to give you $10,000 as a marketing budget to run your internet promo, your TV, your radio, your music videos, your advertisements, your billboard, magazine placements, whatever. We're a small random record label, $10,000 for that. All right, and internet promo, whatever that could be, like influencers and all this stuff, micro influencers, because $10,000 is not a lot of money. All right, and then our last thing is another royalty. This is owed to the songwriters of the songs. This is paid for. This is rather required by the government of this particular country and about 177 countries around the world. This mechanical royalty. Now, this mechanical royalty will equate to, and in this example, we're doing physical albums, by the way, will equate to 9.1 cents per single, but because we have 10 songs on the album, it'll be 91 cents. For all of you advanced people out there, we're not talking about 75% of the statutory rate. We're not talking about caps or none of that. We're talking about just the regular old 0.91 cents per single under 4 minutes. All right, so to keep it simple. All right, so 91 cents will have to come out. All right, so let's run the numbers on this $30,000 in debt on this record deal that we have, so you can understand. All right, so we're going to turn all of our percentage points into actual dollars so you can get it. All right, so we got to go back to the beginning. $8 went to the record company, $2 went to you, and out of your $2 you have to pay everybody out. And then after paying everybody out, then you have to take what's left and pay your debt down. Okay, so remember, the producer gets the royalties. The producer got 5%, which equates to 10 songs on the album. 5% per song, that equates to roughly 10 cents or 1 dime. So now we're at $1.90 out of yours, and the record company still sits at 8. And then the executive producer got 2%. So the executive producer will get roughly 4 pennies on the album. So what are we looking at right now? What do we say? $1.90. We're at $1.86. And then also we have to pay that mechanical royalty back, which for the 10 songs on the album is 91 cents. We have to pay that back as well. So taking away 91 cents from $1.86, we sit at 95 cents. All right, the album costs $10. So your artist royalty now is 95 cents. We take that 95 cents per album sold, and that goes to pay for your $30,000 of debt. So let's run the grand total here. Record company gets $8. The record company will recoup their money in 3,750 albums sold. All right, not bad for the record company. But then for the artist has to sell 31,579 albums just to pay back the $30,000 in debt. Not a good deal right here. It ain't looking. I mean, come on. This is a very fair deal, right? This deal has been going around for a long time. I mean, we didn't even run up the check. We didn't even run up the bank. We didn't run up the debt. You ain't never getting your masters back after this. So all the while, when the record company made, once they recouped their money back off the first roughly 3,750 albums, and we take the 31,579 albums, we take the difference of that is roughly 27,829 albums sold, times $8. The record company rakes in $222,632 while you didn't get anything. Now, at $30,000, you won't get anything. I'm telling you that, because it will take you so long to recoup, to sell 31,000 albums or 31,005 albums. Like, it's, 500 albums. It's ridiculous. So you can see how 99% of the artists will not recoup with these deals. So you better hope that when you get out there and you take these deals, that they give you enough publicity to launch your brand forward. You may have left like a rocket booster on a spaceship. You might have left your rocket boosters, which was your music, but you better hope that it shoots you so far out there that your brand expands so much so that you don't have to rely on the records. Now, when you get old and gray, you're going to wish that you recouped on that money, and you probably will. It may take you 20 years to recoup it, but like I said, you better hope that the money that you took from the record company launches you into the stratosphere so that you recoup fast enough so that you can actually get 95 cents per album sale. Anyway, that's been today's show. Download the Profit Maximization Checklist below and the Musician's Guide to Self-Publishing #1. I hope that I cleared up a lot of questions, and I know I'm going to have a lot of questions below anyway. Just drop them. You can also text me these questions, everybody. I keep flashing my number right here, 470-291-5767. It comes right here to this phone. It's kind of dirty right now, but it comes to my phone directly. Hey, look, if you're texting me from overseas, it's 10 o'clock at night, man. It's 9 to 5 in the United States. That's when I'm answering calls. Or if you catch me on a good day on a weekend, I may take a text or two.